And what determined if you were gonna sink or if you were going to float is how still you could be, how much you could turn off your brain and not think, how much could you let go and have trust in the water.
I ain't floating, boy. I'm sinking. You see this head? It's a melon, boy. I'm sinking.
That's what should allow you to float, though. Throw a ball in the water. What it's gonna do? Float.
Shit.
Your head about the size of a ball, so you should.
Man, welcome back to another video. Hope your day's going good, man. And in today's video, we got the art of not thinking. Now, I'm not finna lie to y'all, man. This video is by that boy Alex the Virgo. And I want to say first and foremost, shout out to that boy Alex the Virgo, man. We done chopped it up, had a little conversation, bro. And he recommended me watching this video. So that's honestly why we're watching it. You know, we gotta watch all of this together, the fam. So without further ado, man, I'm gonna let T-Raw take the stage.
When you don't think about it, that means you don't have the chance to overthink. And overthinking can stray you away from actually doing it. But when you don't think about it, boom, you just do it. And you go off reaction.
Facts. Let's see.
Anybody that's shooting for something extremely high, you have to start with a
little irrational.
A little irrational, because if you were to let logic or rationality, you wouldn't make it because
too many
everything.
obstacles.
The numbers, the odds.
You can't do that.
The odds aren't in your favor. It's a strength. I still have the same delusion from when I was 6 and 12.
Look, that's it. How did it feel to you? Let me think. Don't think. Feel.
You know what J. Cole said in the beginning?
Pointing away to the moon.
My thing about philosophical edits and straight to the point conversations is there's like, you may not pick up on the straight to the point conversation right away, but as you grow up, it makes more sense. With what Bruce Lee is saying here, I might never understand this throughout my whole lifetime. I might get to an old fuck before it finally makes sense.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's why I don't value speaking in riddles versus just straight up saying what you're trying to say.
I mean, either way is fine with me, bro.
Or you will miss
That's true, but I mean,
heavenly glory.
Don't count yourself out. You gonna have people ignore, like, things trying to like take you away from your blessings. Don't count yourself out. Look.
Dead ass broke, bro, with no money, no power, no food at the crib, food stamps. Mama she don't got no car. She don't know where the fuck next meal coming from. Lamborghini, bro.
Kinda looking like, bro, we really talk about this?
Like, nigga, them niggas used to be bums, nigga. I used to be a fucking bum, bro.
As humans, one of the exclusive skills that we have that no other creature on this earth has is the ability to analyze and think about situations over an extended period of time. But see, if your gift is not used in the right way, then it will eventually turn into a curse. Overthinking is something we do in society due to various reasons. Like, you know, Instagram baddies saying they want a man that's 6'6", 6 feet tall, 6 inches, and makes over 6 figures a year. Men saying they want a big booty Latina who is basically just a sex robot who cooks, clean, and sucks dick. To be successful in life is to be happy, to be fulfilled, to experience love. We get so used to having to think about stuff to make things happen, or so we think we thought it into existence. And to be fair, sometimes it is that thinking that allows us to advance in this life. But I found more times than not, it is not even close to that. That is what gets us this far. It is not our own thoughts and ideas that we are communicating through various art forms and words. So we are merely just the mediums for these ideas to speak.
That is a wild comment, man.
So often what gets in your way to take that final step to walk through the door to get what you want after waiting your turn is quite literally the same thing that got us this far. Thinking. Your gift can be just as easily your curse. I know this sounds backwards right now, but let me explain the art of not thinking.
Go ahead.
On August 29th, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, a star was born, a Virgo, an angel some would call. This kid at the age of 5 could already dance better than most grown men, had a stage presence at 5 that most artists today aspire to get one day. And if none of this by itself impressed you, well, just wait till the kid actually opened his mouth to sing.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was really ahead of his time.
A god was created. I know there's the ongoing joke of Michael's dad, Joseph, with a belt in one hand and a guitar in the other, saying, you know what I'm saying, you better get these words right, and if you don't, I'm gonna whoop your ass. But regardless, Michael genuinely had a love for music, dancing, and expressing himself through these art forms. You could hear it in his melodies. The pain that was caused for the advancement of his music from his childhood was also his therapy. His curse was also his gift. But you don't get to that level of Michael Jackson talent-wise, success-wise, with just pure thinking or even practice. And I want to make it clear for all of you reactors probably watching this right now with y'all Lego my ego head ass who finna sit here and say, well, you gotta work, bro. Don't shit.
No, bro. I fought with you, bro, but we actually in the circle form right now. Nigga said Lego my ego, and we literally in a circle. I feel like the shot was shot right now, bro.
Damn, bro. Now I gotta crack one. Give me a time to think about some jokes. I'm on your head.
The work will naturally be there when the love is there, which Michael had. But more importantly, Michael didn't think about his art. He let it naturally come to him. Most of Michael Jackson's biggest well-known songs were spurts of inspiration.
How do you write a song?
How do I write a song? Well, if I sat here and played some chords, whatever, and say, I'm going to write the best song I've ever written, nothing happens. Something in the heavens has to say, this is the time that this is going to be laid on you, and this is when I want you to have it. Now, I remember when I wrote Billie Jean, I was riding in my car down Ventura Boulevard. All I said to myself beforehand, I want to write a song with a great bass hook, you know, and I just let it go, really. And then several days later, you know.
I mean, think of everything in life that you've ever wanted to accomplish, right? You want to be that great this or that in life, or even smaller goals in life. I'll tell you one story about me. I transformed into a fitness coach because I manifested it. I believed that I was gonna be like this. I mean, shit, I came out of high school, can't even do one push-up, and now I'm doing 300. It's like, and you know what? I never used to give myself credit for stuff like that because I'd be like, oh man, look how many other guys transform their shit. But somebody told me today at the gym, they're like, you literally discredited the fact that you did something that a lot of niggas give up. They can't even make it halfway through that shit, nigga. You need to wear that shit on your back. The fuck? And it's the same thing with this, bro. You gotta put a lot of stuff into the atmosphere. It's more like you wanna put it out there to receive the blessing that you know you're supposed to get in this life. You only get one, bro.
You know, the whole
Where did that come from?
From above. See, the thing is, artists seem to get in the way of the music. Get out of the way of the music. You know, don't write the music. Let the music write itself.
The dance as well?
Yeah, same.
See, he gave credit to the man.
You enter a state of openness, a flow state, some call it, to receive the right messages at the right time. If your phone's on Do Not Disturb because you're so busy up there, well, then you can miss the call that'll change your life. The same goes for the ideas and thoughts that you need to receive at the right time to accomplish the dream and goal that you've been working for and waiting for so long. But we often get tricked into thinking that we need to think harder, we need to grind harder, we need to force this work. And that could be the case for some, but if this video found you, I don't think that's so. When you watch Michael Jackson dance, sing, and talk, everything is put together and on point, but it's also very smooth and open and up for interpretation. Effortless, you could even say. You never hear Michael trying to sing good, you know what I mean? He's being an instrument for the creative energy to work through him to convey a message to people. And look at how many hearts he impacted, how many lives he saved and changed. But if he tried to think about any of these things, just as he said, they never would have came. You can't rationalize love. You can't rationalize abundance. It's like trying to rationalize why the earth makes trees create oxygen for us to live. Why is there so many trees for so many animals? There's no logical reason except love. When my mom was first teaching me and my sister how to swim, one of the first things she taught us was how to float. And what determined if you were gonna sink or if you were going to float is how still you could be, how much you could turn off your brain and not think, how much could you let go and have trust in the water.
I ain't floating, boy. I'm sinking. You see this head? It's a melon, boy. I'm sinking.
That's what should allow you to float, though. Throw a ball in the water. What it's gonna do? Float.
Shit.
Your head about the size of a ball, so you should.
This nigga.
to carry you. And anybody who has ever floated in water knows, once you let go and stop thinking about it, you're completely fine. And that's when you start to float. It's when you stop, think, and try to rationalize how this water is carrying you. Your fear of the water, that is when you sink. Nature really is one of the greatest teachers.
One of the most important things to being successful is listening. It's listening and watching.
Another reason a lot of people let thinking get in their way is due to the rationalization and being comfortable in the rationalization of oneself. The natural limitations that you put on yourself. You don't even know how far you're gonna go in this life. And more times than not, the only thing that limits you are the only limitations you put on yourself. I say it all the time. I feel like if we stop telling kids that they couldn't fly, eventually kids would start flying.
I feel like
Your
I'm my
mind,
biggest
the same as the
enemy,
universe,
bro.
isn't some machine that goes.
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I can see why he recommended me this video, man. I really needed to hear this. It's some real shit.
This is right, this is wrong, but it is rather a well that takes in what it is told, actions and thoughts included, and puts it back out with that exact same force. One person that has mastered not thinking and rationalizing and putting limits on their self is one of the biggest streamers in the world, channnel.
Kai, where's the YouTube channel? I got one thing to say. Welcome to my YouTube channel!
One thing about Kai that has always stuck out to me about him was the spontaneity of his art. Even really down to the way he came up. Kai would make Instagram skits and YouTube videos mainly in high school, which gained a little bit of traction since, you know, everybody in New York knows everybody. But he realized in his senior year that he needed to take this content creation thing serious. So he made a vow to himself that he would post on YouTube every other day and post a skit every day on Instagram. And he did exactly that. If you go to Kai Channnel's Facebook page, you can literally see him posting a skit and YouTube video almost every single day for a year straight. Some did good, some did bad, some were cringy, some were funny. And he built a decent platform from doing these skits, ding dong ditch videos blowing up on his channel, and he recently started linking up with his soon-to-be household name group AMP. But he still wasn't one of the biggest streamers in the world. He was just a successful content creator at this point. Until that one day.
From 1 to 10, like like from 1 to 10.
Okay, first of all, it don't matter. I'm a girl. I'm gonna say all girls are cute. Like, that's not even, like, accurate.
Oh,
That boy got the rats.
I'm gonna say shout out to Mari Van Rap. See that, you dirty mother. Why you got rap living in your crib? What? What's up? Why is there raps in your crib, Kyle? Talk to me. Talk to me.
I don't know, bro. That nigga started crying.
So in 1 year, you became.
After this clip went viral, Kai Channnel officially became one of the most iconic streamers the industry has seen and started his climb to the top. And well, y'all know the rest of that story. But the same as Michael Jackson, notice how the thing that sent him over the top into his stardom, his most iconic clips are of him not thinking. They are very spontaneous and they kind of just happen to him.
You good? You good? Bae, you good?
Shit. What's up? It's on the phone. Nick, listen. Talk about
the blood clot is. Oh, you mean with the blood clot? You see what me I do? She did put the phone with a real general. No, put them up on the phone now. Put them on the bomber clot.
He was just flowing, being himself. By not forcing the viral moment, the universe naturally brings them. You ever tried to be funny around a group of people and it's just awkward because it's not funny? Versus when you're just in your element, you just talk about it, you're just joking, and the jokes just flow so well. When you chase the dog of ideas, it's in its nature to naturally run away. The grandest, most iconic moments, songs, and content is not well.
Oh my God, bro. This shit applies so much. Like, you know, it's funny. I didn't fully get to talk to him all the way about hoops. We did talk about hoops a little bit, so I want to throw in a hoops analogy. Whenever I've ever like felt like I'm gonna be on, and I don't talk about it, and I just show up at the gym and just go off because I don't talk about it, it turns out great. But like, say I wake up in the morning and I'm feeling it. Like, I'm feeling like, yeah, the stroke is probably going to be good. And I start talking shit before the game starts. Yeah. That's when it starts missing. It's like, oh yeah, you're chasing it now. Like, yeah, that's true. Instead of just letting it come to you, the flow would have just originally start coming to you.
Yeah.
well thought out or completely planned out most of the times in the beginning. More times than not, it is rather stumbled upon. The same way your best friend or partner, you end up meeting them one day because you happen to be late to class, or you sat in the wrong seat, or you randomly go into a store one day. Divine timing, some call it. The other big reason you must not think, and one of the most important, is due to the dichotomy of your self-image. As I said before, the limitations you have are the ones you put and think about yourself. Your perception of what you believe about yourself in your own life is what the world and people will reflect onto you. One thing I want y'all to realize is the most famous rich person y'all look up to and you wish you had their life, understand that they were once just like you. The spotlight, the money, the validation is a reflection of something that changed on the inside, not the outside. And once you apply that basic principle, you will realize there is nothing you can't have, because you don't even think that there is anything you can't have. You naturally feel like you can have anything. A perfect example of this is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Now, yes, we have all heard about the infamous story of Michael Jordan getting cut in 10th grade from his varsity team and getting sent down to JV. He was 5'10" at the time, and coaches didn't see too much of a promising future of him besides him just being a key role player. And with his parents being 5'10" and 5'5", it didn't seem like he had much growing to do either. But Michael Jordan thought different of himself. He didn't care about the limitations that the coaches put on him for just being a short role player, but also he didn't care about the same limitations that his parents' genetics put on him height-wise. Call me crazy, but I believe Michael Jordan was so delusional that he willed the body, height included, that he needed to accomplish his dreams. Because when you try to think about it logically and rationalize it, when you try to look at yourself and go, that's not possible. Because when you try to think about it logically and rationalize it, he wasn't supposed to be nowhere near his height. None of his brothers even touched 5'9". When you think about it, it wasn't supposed to happen that way. All of the signs were saying this ain't for you. If he thought about it, he would have logically told himself that rationally this was not possible. And a lot of people in that same position, no matter what it is in life, I'm gonna say 99% of people will succumb and continue to fall for that rationalization of thinking. Some people will say that's because he's 1 in a million, that he made it through and he accomplished and he growed that tall. But why is he 1 in a million? Because he believed. He didn't think. Because thinking requires logical proof to back it up. Belief and faith requires none of that. He believed that he was good enough to make it to the NBA, and after practice, confidence, and applying it, the world believed it too. His mind made his body believe it too and made him grow.
Determination, you know, what your motives are, what your ambitions were from the beginning. You know, it's been a lot of soul searching in terms of it's easy to sit back and say, well, I've given my best. You know, I'm tired, somebody else got to do it or whatever. I didn't take that approach. I thought positively and said whatever I could do, every little inch of energy that I have, I'm gonna try to provide for this team. I mean, if you give up, then they give up. You know, so I didn't want to give up. You know, no matter how sick I was, or how tired I was, or how, you know, low on energy I was, I felt the obligation, you know, to my team, to the city of Chicago, to go out and give that extra effort. For these things to work, you most importantly have to have a love for what you're doing. Each one of these individuals had a love for the thing they were doing, even when it was not working or it didn't look promising. And that's because love isn't thinking.
We watching like y'all.
Knowing, feeling. It's why a mama lion will die protecting her cub the same way your mom would for you. And only one of those creatures, us being the humans, have the ability to critically think and rationalize. It's why a mom can see a car on her baby and through brute strength lift it up. Love. It's the pure love that radiates through us all. It connects us. It requires no thinking. That alone will continue to fuel the fires of our souls and allow us to receive what is needed on our journeys. And that is the true art of not thinking.
Bro, why are you looking at me?
Yeah, bro. We might have to fade for the way you just looked at the end, bro.
Bro, you stupid.
Scrabble up.
Hey, T-Raw, you dumb, bro. What can I say? It's such a great video. Shit, he really knocked on all the points, man. I really don't want to butcher too much because I'm a man of many quotes, and I'll say this one. Sometimes when there's too many chefs in the kitchen, too many hands in the pot, shit don't taste right. You know what I'm saying? And that boy cooked up something special. So I can't even stir the pot no more. T-Raw.
Something that I can say far as the art of not thinking, force yourself to be uncomfortable, bro. Force yourself to take on the awkward situations that you overthink. But you have to let the interactions and the reactions happen naturally to the situation. You feel me? And see how it goes, whether it's good or bad, you can always learn from it.
All right, you reached the end of another video, man. You already know what it is, man. Peace, love, positivity. CD. Yo, what's up, man? Want to keep up with all our live streams and cool content, bro? In fact, you want to know the best way to know when we go live? Hit our Discord, bro. It's super simple. The link is in our bio and it's in the description.
It's the best way for us to stay connected, join the fun, and never miss out when we go live. Plus our community.
Total vibes. So yeah, bro, click the link and come hang with us. And let's keep the fun times rolling. We're gonna see you in there.